Do you like looking at beautiful women? Don't pretend you don't. Everyone does. Men, obviously, but women too. It's just that we girls admit it less often. The truth is, women are vain, hungry for compliments. You put on tight leggings, put on a show, and then indignantly ask, "Why are you staring at me?" Hello, everyone. This is Maya, outside the drama. Today, we're going to talk about why looks attract so much attention, why men go for the body, and is it really only their fault that the world has gone crazy about female beauty? The truth may surprise some of you, but facts are facts. It's us, women, who fuel this beauty spiral, and we're masters at it. Let's not kid ourselves. Women are vain. Yes, I said it out loud. Vain. Hungry for compliments. Always craving admiration. How many times have you complained that men only care about looks? And then you scroll through Instagram and sigh over photos of girls with perfect figures, smooth skin, hair like in commercials, and a smile that doesn't fade even after 3 hours at the gym? How many times have you compared yourself to others, thinking, why don't I look like that? Maybe I should lose weight. Maybe I should buy those leggings that make your butt look like a Kardashian's. Exactly. It's not just men's fault that the world is obsessed with bodies. We, women, do it to ourselves. And we do it willingly. And since I mentioned butts, let's start with the gym. How many times has a guy heard, "You're not supposed to stare at women at the gym because it's harassment, because it's being a creep, because it's gross"? Many women make a big drama out of it. They record, accuse. I know the topic, seriously. And yet, just look around the gym. Leggings so tight they highlight every inch of the body. Tops squeezing the bust so the cleavage begs for attention. And perfect makeup that survives even the toughest workout. Girls, let's not pretend we don't know what all this is for. If you choose an outfit that highlights every curve, it's probably not so that no one will notice, right? And sure, it's not an invitation for someone to cross your boundaries, but don't expect everyone to pretend they don't see you. It's not about judging. Everyone has the right to look how they want. But let's be honest. We know how human psychology works, okay? And sometimes a look is just a look. That's all. Another example, the beach. The beach is my classic. Thongs, micro bikinis, plunging necklines, Insta photos, and then outrage that someone is staring. Seriously, girls. A little consistency, please. We want to be admired, but only by those we choose ourselves. We want to be sexy, but only when we feel like it. We want to feel free, but at the same time, expect the world to behave exactly as we want at any given moment. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending men who can't behave, who stare like vultures or throw crude comments. But let's not pretend we don't know how the world works, especially the male world. A body attracts attention. It's normal. Just like we glance at handsome men, they look at us. The difference is we usually do it more discreetly. All right, but let's get back to our talk about this whole beauty spiral, because it's not just about what happens at the beach or at the gym. This is something that's been with us for centuries. Seriously. Since the times when Mona Lisa was a symbol of sex appeal, and round hips and full thighs were the beauty standard of the era. In the Renaissance, the more body, the better. Today, the less fat, the better. In the 1950s, Marilyn Monroe and the hourglass figure were the ideal. Then came the 90s and heroin chic. Skinny bodies, sunken cheeks. The 2000s were about flat stomachs and tanning beds. And a decade later, big butts and lips, Kardashian style. Beauty standards change faster than TikTok trends, and we're always trying to keep up. And you know what? There's always something you should improve. Because the perfect body has always been a scam. Seriously, just packaging someone invented so we'd have something to chase. And behind all this are not just other women who love to judge and compare. It's also the media, the beauty and fitness industry, social media algorithms, a whole system that makes billions off us feeling not enough. And do you know what this pressure does to your head? You know that feeling when you look in the mirror and see only imperfections? No matter how many times someone tells you you're beautiful, you still think, I'll just lose a little more weight, fix my nose, get my lips done, another filter, better lighting. I could go on all day, right? How many of us know girls who are clearly pretty but still can't see it? How many of us know someone who spends a fortune on treatments because maybe then I'll finally feel okay? And how many times have you posted a photo, waited for likes, and still felt not enough? That's the spiral. First, you just want to look a little better. Then you can't live without a filter. Then you start comparing yourself to every girl at the gym, then to every girl on Instagram. And in the end, you don't even know what you really look like. And it's not an innocent game. It's a road to complexes, eating disorders, addiction to surgery, and a constant feeling that you're not enough. And you know what's the worst? That we do this to ourselves. It's not men who comment under photos, you've gained weight, something's off, you used to be prettier. It's us, women, who can be the most cruel to each other. We're the ones who fuel the race for the best version of yourself, the fit body, the body ready for summer. And if someone now says to me, what about men? They fuel it too. Yes, they're guilty too. I agree, and they often fall into this spiral themselves. Gym, steroids, hair, beard like in commercials. The list goes on, but that's a topic for another conversation. Today, we're talking about us girls, about our vanity, our need for admiration, about how we make hell out of our own bodies. And finally, seriously, stop for a moment and ask yourself, okay? Do you really want to spend your life comparing yourself to photos that don't even exist in real life? Do you really want your self-worth to depend on how many people click a heart under your photo? Because the most important thing is that you feel good in your own body, not Instagram, not men, not your gym friends, just you. Let me know in the comments how you see this beauty spiral. Have you fallen into its trap? Do you also sometimes get tired of comparisons, pressure, and expectations? Or maybe you've already learned to look at yourself with love, not criticism. Share your story. Maybe you'll help someone who needs it right now. And if you liked this episode, subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. That's all for today. Take care, and remember, your body, your rules, your happiness. I'm Maya, and this was Outside the Drama. See you in the next episode.